Hey, Jovan here with your free MLB Extendo clip play for Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. Now, you know it's at Pick Dawgz. We love giving our free picks, but if you want my best bets, the best that I'm putting in today, go to the website, pickdawgz.com, where you can find my or one of our other world-class handicappers picks for today. Now, like we always do, let's do a little bit of house cleaning. It was a successful Extendo clip play. The Boston Red Sox -2 at plus 158. Never in doubt. Straight casher. The Red Sox left nothing to chance. Dropped 8 on them boys. They gave up 4 in the 9th. It made it a little bit sketchy, but yeah. Ended up being an 8-5 final. Got the job done. And that now runs our Extendo clip record to 9-8-1 at plus 643. Hey, like I always said, or like I said since the beginning of this series, and what I say whenever I do give out this Extendo clip over the past year, this is about profits. This is about ROI. This is about attacking plus money, and we've been doing a good job in doing that so far. We're gonna take our L's, but when we cash, it's a little bit more oomph to it because we're getting that plus money attached to it. I can't wait till we start attacking plays where we're getting upwards of plus 250, plus 300. You know, those are gonna be the nights where we're really cooking with gas. So stay tuned. You know, we're just stinging them right now. The 2-team parlay didn't hit. I'm pissed off about it. San Fran did us wrong. They had a lead all up until the bottom of the ninth, and they gave up 2. You know, that was all she wrote. 1-1 gets you nothing because the Detroit Tigers, they got the job done easily, I might add. And yeah, this is baseball. So I've had many occurrences where a team like the Giants were up for the majority of the game, 8 innings, and then the 9th inning happens and all hell breaks loose. So, yeah, that's baseball for you. It is what it is. Let's move on. We're sure to get a 2-teamer in the near future. One of the things I did want to talk about is a lot of handicappers, they make things a little bit too complicated for themselves. You know, there's numbers, there's immersing yourself in the numbers, there's immersing yourself in this angle or that angle or this spot. Or that spot, situations, and, you know, dealing with analytics a little bit too much. Sometimes you just have to simplify things, break things down to the point where none of that matters, and focus on an overall view, a macro view of handicapping, or some of the things that can help you with your handicapping if you know the sport. I'm gonna give out one of the little things that are one of the pillars in my handicapping in football, specifically college football, where, you know, that's one of my wheelhouses. I'm usually successful in college football, and here's why. It's real simple. If you know the coach and the coach's philosophy, you will be better off more times than not. It's the reason why certain teams win but don't cover, as opposed to other teams winning and covering. And these are favorites, of course. It's also the reason why some teams who are bad teams, but because they're perennial underdogs, week in and week out, year in and year out, they seem to have a knack for covering spreads. So, simply put, if you know the team's philosophy, you will have a better handle on who's going to cover, or if said team's going to cover week in and week out. Case in point, James Franklin, Penn State. He has a knack for running up the score, having his guys score in the final drive of a game in the blowout, or a well-in-hand game where he might not be covering. He's going to get that extra touchdown. So in games where he has an opponent that he is more likely to run rush shot over, or his team is more likely to run rush shot over, you put your money on Penn State in those situations. Because why? Because they're not going to start playing. They're not going to take their foot off the gas. So just, a little tidbit, little gem, little jewel that I just wanted to drop on y'all. But let's move on to the Extendo clip play of the day. And we are going to go to Detroit, Michigan, where the Minnesota Twins are facing the Detroit Tigers. We have Zebby Matthews on the mound going up against Chris Paddock, old Twin, as of couple weeks ago, or a week ago, before the trade deadline. Now he's facing his new team, and I usually like to back the team that just traded away their former pitcher. They have the complete book on him, and they know his pitch mix. They know everything about him. But in this situation, we're not going to do that. This is just two different teams, two different classes of ball clubs. And Minnesota made it clear. This is a punt season. They traded away key assets. They're rolling with basically what I would consider a AAA lineup, and going up against one of the best teams in baseball, one of the best records in baseball at home. It's not a fruitful endeavor for those guys. So I expect for them to take a loss, and take a loss in a big way. Zebby Matthews, yes, a guy who has some talent. He has some heat to his fastball, but he also can't control it. So he's going to be in trouble in this one. The Detroit Bats, they've been hot as of late, and I expect for them to put runs on the board, put numbers on the board, and it's really that simple. On the other side, I do expect Chris Paddock to have a decent start against his former ball club. He should be in for going up against the Twins. He's in a better situation dealing with Detroit as it is, and being that this is a playoff race, a game where he finds himself in the front of the pack in the AL Central as opposed to the back of the pack where he was in just a little while ago. I expect for him and the bullpen to get the job done. But the separation point for me in this one is the Bats. You have a light handball club in the Twins. You have a team in the Detroit Tigers who are not going to cover off the ball, tearing the cover off the ball. And with that, we are going to roll with the Detroit Tigers -2 at +167. Should be another fruitful endeavor. We should run our record to 10-8-1 at plus money, at substantial plus money. So let's reiterate this one real quick. Detroit Tigers -2 +167. Book a cash or do what you got to do with it, but go to the website pickdawgz.com where you can find my or one of our other world-class handicappers picks. Now smash that like button, let's get this money, and hit the book where it hurts.